Hello everyone, I hope we're all well. Pablo-Pitstop without Dipsy-Dee. She's having to work. It's New Year's Eve, it's a little bit chilly. However, why not get out and ride? Oh, just bear with us, it's just reset me dash. Get onto my fuel. There we go, that's what I like on. Yeah, so I thought I would have a chat with you about tyres. You know, everybody's favourite subject, I suppose. Well, get on the road. Like I said, I came up to Cheshire last night, stayed in Cheshire. I'm now riding back down towards Staffordshire Moorlands, where home is. We're on the A49. Definitely a bit on the chilly side, however, get out and ride, enjoy it. So yeah, tyres. Now, currently I have Dunlop Mutant tyres fitted, and I have to say, really impressed. Now, we all have personal preferences when it comes to tyres, I'll give you that. Personally for me, I've always been a Pirelli Angel GT sort of person. I've had them fitted to this. I've got them currently fitted to the Kawasaki H2 SX SE Plus. And all in all, I'll be brutally honest, from an everyday perspective, I can't tell the bloody difference. Yeah. You know, and let's be honest, if we're a Valentino Rossi, then yeah, we'd probably tell the difference. But for the average person, tyres, to be honest with you, are probably all pretty much the same, to a degree. Now, the original tyres that came on the Beamer, I think they were Bridgestones, can't quite remember. I really didn't get on with them. I felt like, especially in the wet, they were very quick to sort of lose traction on the back end, for the back end to slip out very quick. I wasn't really a fan of them, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Now, from then, I went to the Angel GTs, brilliant in the wet, good touring tyre. Now for me, my tyre choice came down to what I was going to do with the bike at the time. Now, we did a lot of touring in Europe a couple of years ago on the GSs, thus I went for the Pirelli Angel GTs. Now, I've had the Michelin PRs before, Pilot Roads, and again, brilliant tyre. Is there much in it for the average rider? Probably not. Now, I've since gone on to the Dunlop Mutants. Now, the reason I switched to Dunlop Mutants is, if you're following us, we've been doing a bit of green lane, and I thought, you know, maybe it's about time we take the Beamers onto a bit of gravel as the confidence is building. So I thought I'd get a tyre which is predominantly road biased. However, when it comes to wanting to get out and explore a little bit, more than capable. So, entered Dunlop Mutant tyres. Now, what I really like about the Dunlop Mutant, it's classed as a 4-season tyre. The grip in the wet is phenomenal. It is absolutely brilliant. It's confidence inspiring. Now, longevity wise, I can't envisage them being as good as the Pirelli Angel GTs. However, they do give me that little bit more scope to do things should I wish to. Say for example, as we've all probably done, following the old sat nav, next minute we're on an untarmac road and with the, oh bloody hell, here we go again. Alright, it's happened before, happened to me in France, and I thought, oh bugger. So, having a tyre which I suppose gives you that little bit more confidence was for me. So yes, longevity, yeah, here or there really. Wet handling, 100% was what I was looking for. So the Dunlop Mutants, brilliant. Now in the dry, they're absolutely brilliant as well. Now bearing in mind, I'm no Valentino Rossi. I do make progress when it's safe to do so, and the tyres, they just roll into the bends. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. As you can see now, it's low temperatures. I've got my little snowflake sign on the dash. Low temperatures, Road surface isn't particularly great in places. Lots of mud on the road from the old tractors. So, you know, roads ain't brilliant at the minute for biking. However, like I said, get out and ride, enjoy it, ride to the weather conditions, ride to the road conditions. Above all, just take your time. Yeah? We're currently in a 40. Alright, 37 mile an hour. Quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. Now, back onto tyres. Tyres are one of them where actually they're an important buy without a shadow of a doubt. An important buy. Now, at our level, being the average rider, will we notice that much difference? I think we notice a little bit of difference. Or is our buying of tyres, our choice of brands, is that more down to what other people say? Yeah. Personally, I will give any tyre a go. Yes, I've got my tyre choices. However, if a bike came with it, I wouldn't immediately change them out. I'd ride it with those tyres. That said, quite frankly now, I could have found my tyre, which I would quite happily fit onto my Kawasaki as well. You know, that's how impressed I am with the wet weather handling on them. Now, there are other tyres out there, obviously, and we all have our own choice. Ultimately, it's the tyres that are your ultimate contact with the ground. So, yes, some will square off quicker than others, but ultimately, tyre choice, riding ability, go hand in hand, I suppose. All go hand in hand. Now, I'm just checking where I'm going here. I am on unfamiliar roads, A49. Heading down towards Whitchurch, and the plan is to go across the water. However, this is about just chatting tyres. Same on cars. Now, we're at that sort of time of year now where temperatures does affect the rubber compounds. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's probably around 4, 5, 6 degrees or something like that, where your summer tyres become quite brittle. Now, again, the Dunlop Mutants are a softer compound, hence the better tread, hence the 4 season sort of mark on them. Now, downside with sort of all season tyres, same as on cars, you do sacrifice a bit of fuel economy and you do sacrifice a bit of summer handling. But again, for the average rider, is that so much of an issue? Certainly not for me, I'll be honest. You know, I can't outride this bike, I can't outride these tyres. It's me, I'm your box standard, you know, average Joe on a bike. But yeah, so just think about it. Buy tyres which are good for you. Yeah, without a doubt. Mr. Biker not wanting to say hello. Oh hum. Horses for courses and all that good stuff. Hey, back now. Like I say, when it comes to handling, these Dunlop Mutants are good tyres. Like I said, the road surface is particularly it's smooth. Road surface is good. However, the actual conditions are brilliant for riding. Yeah, just enjoy it. Right, on that note, I've waffled enough. Safe riding, guys. Catch up later. Bye bye. You're joining me for a little trip out on the bike. We're on the A49 heading down towards Whitchurch, 31st of January 2025. It's a little bit chilly. With the right gear on, enjoy it. We haven't done much in the way of vlogging these days, I'll be honest. Sort of I got turned off it, but we found it really hard. We were doing all we could, and our subscribers seem to have stabilised around 80. God knows how you get up to the 4,000s like some of them, plus I ain't got a clue. But so we do it for family, we do it for friends, just to encourage people to get out there, ride and enjoy it. Now, plans this year, well not this year but 2026, tomorrow. Can't wait for tomorrow. 1st of January is always a good day because for me it's sort of earmarking another biking year coming up. Love it. So the plan for this year is we're gonna get the bikes, the GS's this time. We're gonna take it down to the Ardèche. We're gonna sort of have a base camp at the Ardèche, so we're trailering them down with the big tent, and then we're going to sort of go from there with the smaller tent on the bikes, go down the Verdon Gorge in the south of France, probably into Italy, and literally we're just going to get out and ride and enjoy the biking again, show you some different parts. Yeah, so road surface, yeah, not particularly great, quite poor in places, definitely slippy. If you've watched my review on the Dunlop Mutant tyres, hope you enjoyed that. Well worth the buy, well worth the buy. Not a cheap pair of tyres, but worth it. So yeah, let's just enjoy it.